Okay, so we've had a look at the way the platform works from the point of view of a student following open access, so where the teacher can create or can give the student materials to have a look at through open access to all of the materials in the database. We've also seen how students can follow courses provided either by us or created by the schools themselves, actually. And we've also looked at the way teachers can use the platform to see the students, to check on their grades, to give feedback to them, to give tutorials to them, and also to set homework from the platform very, very easily for the students to do. What we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at the way the platform looks at from an administrative point of view. And we'll also show how easy it is to create a schedule of lessons for all of your teachers, how easy it is for the teacher to plan a lesson and give a summary to the student, how easy it is then for the student to access that class, whether it's online or whether it's face-to-face. Okay, so I'm going to log in as the administrator, my school login, and again we see the dashboard with the different information. It looks very much the same, but of course, in addition to having the access that the students and the teachers have, we have all of the classes in the school here. I click on here on all of the different teachers, all of the different students, etc. that you can see there. Clicking on one of these arrows, you'll see the students in that particular class, and you can access their records just like a teacher can. Again, you can have a look at students by clicking on here. You'll see all of the students in your class. Okay, so even with 1,000 students, you'll be able to have this this page. If I click on here, Alfonso, again, in the same way as with the teachers themselves, I can look at their grade book. I can find out all the information that the teacher can about the student themselves. There's weekly stats again. The weekly statistics are for the entire school rather than just for the classes that a particular teacher has. You can check on the teacher activity. You can see how many teachers, how often each of the teachers used the platform with their classes. And of course, you've got from this area here, you can edit the name of the teachers, etc. You can do all of the different things. You can update the records of your students. You can change students from one class to another, etc. Very, very, very easily, etc. I won't show you how to do it, but it's really, really straightforward to do. What I'm going to show you now is just before I go on, you've got your number of subscriptions down the bottom here. You'll purchase a number of subscriptions and those are handed out to your students. This shows you how many subscriptions you have left. So you always know when you need to order more subscriptions before that runs out. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is how easy it is to set up a schedule of classes for your school. So I'm going to assume that it's the beginning of term. I'm going to click on classes and click on schedule. Okay, there are no class sessions here. So I'm going to add class sessions for one class. So these are lessons that I'm going to set up for the example class. Okay. Title is lesson. I'm going to put my Zoom link here because I'm going to assume that we're going to be doing this online. So you put your Zoom link here. I'm not going to write anything else here because that's not my job, because this is the job for the teacher. This is where the teacher does their lesson plan and their lesson preview for the students to look at. However, what I do here is I choose a location. It might be an online room. It might be an actual physical room. I choose the host staff. Who is going to give the lesson? This is going to be Mary Peters giving the lesson to these students. And when does it start? So it will be on the oh, I don't know, let's have a look at the calendar. So we can have this begin on Monday the 28th at 1 o'clock, Istanbul time, of course. And the duration, is it 60 minutes? It can be 30 minutes. It can be 120 minutes, entirely up to you. I'll leave it at 60 minutes. And let's say that this repeats once a week. So it's a weekly lesson all the way until the end of the year. So we can put this down here until, I think it was the Monday, was it? 28th. So I'll put here until Monday the 28th of December, again at 2 o'clock, so this is when it finishes. Okay, click save. That didn't take long, did it? So that's all of the lessons here. Okay, so if you've got 100 classes and you've got to create lessons for 100 teachers at 100 classes, you might think it'll take a long time, but you can probably do it in less than an hour. Very, very straightforward, easy to do. If you make a mistake, you can get rid of the classes by clicking on these buttons here. Very easy to do. To create more classes, click here. So that's how you create classes. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to log in as Mary Peters and see what she sees now that the lessons have been created, or the schedule has been created. So she logs in. She goes to classes, she clicks on schedule, and these are the classes that have been created for her. Okay, she clicks on a class, and this is, actually, hang on, let's go back. So classes, schedule, yeah, these are, yeah, they're fine, sorry. I'll click on a class. And the Zoom link is there, but I'm going to add some more information here. So I'm going to say, so in today's class we are going to look at tourism in London. View this video and make notes prior to the class beginning. Okay, so I'm going to make that a little bit bigger, more attractive. I'm going to set the students' YouTube video to look at. Very easy here. I will show you. I mean, you can, with this area here, you can add everything. You can. There's different fonts. You can use phonemic script. All sorts of things. You can add, you can insert images from the cloud here. You can add audio. Here, there's all sorts of things that you can do as well. What I'm going to show you is how easy it is to insert a YouTube video. So by clicking on here, I can now go and search the whole of the YouTube for tourism in London. So here's a travel guide. I can look at it.
London is situated in the southeast of England in the Thames Valley. Home to over 8 million people, the capital of the UK.
Lovely. Okay, so I've got that. I like it. I'll just press insert and close, and there it is. It's ready. So what I've done here is I've created something for students to have a look at before the class begins. Then we'll have our class, and then I can create a task afterwards for the students to do in a similar way to what I showed you earlier, creating the first conditional exercise for students to do online. Finish with that, press save, it's ready. That then goes off to the student's calendar. So I log out, I log in here as Alfonso. And as well as having the homework here, I can look on my calendar and I will see all of the lessons that I've got. So if I click on here, this lesson. In today's class, we're going to look at tourism in London, view this video, etc. So this is my way of creating as a teacher. As an administrator, I've created a list, a schedule of lessons for my teachers. The teacher is able to easily go on and create a lesson plan for students. I'll show you actually. In addition to this, you can have a flipped class approach. I can do this. My schedule. Here I will edit this. And in addition to this, I will also ask them to do this unit from the platform. Press save. Go to the study area. And let's see what we've got about London here. Top 10 London attractions. Very nice. Okay. Click on this, add to session, add to this lesson. It's been added. And now, as Alfonso, I go in, check my calendar, I'm going to see my lesson. Where is it? Down here. And here we've got the travel guide to London and the top 10 London attractions. So as a flipped class approach, you can set the material for the students to before the lesson begins, and then your role in the lesson is to go through how well the students have done and correct their errors and explain what they've done wrong, etc., leading to a discussion, etc., etc., etc. Very easy and very, very straightforward to do. Any questions about that?